Good morning, good morning, good morning everybody, and it is a very cool morning. I've even got a jacket on this morning and the wind's got up a bit. I'm going to head into Braunston today and leave that lovely mooring. I wanted to stop another day, but I want to get into Braunston and just have a nose round the boatyard, you know. So we're going to head off. No sign of the sun today, I'm afraid, though, but yeah, that makes actually slightly better boating weather, other than it's a bit windy. The wind is a little bit of a problem just on this bit. I'm hoping it'll be all right when I get a bit further around the corner. But yeah, I'll head into Braunston and let's see what's kicking about there. Have a nose round, eh? Well, the weather has changed quite a bit. I'm just really coming into the last stretch before Braunston now, onto the blind bridges. There's a drop of rain in the air. It's only very, very fine spray at the moment, but if it gets any heavier, well, I'm nearly at Braunston, so if I can find somewhere to moor up, I'll moor up, let the rain pass over. Here we have the famous twin span bridge at Braunston. That's the Grand Union, and goes from there all the way up to there, and I'm going to head onto the Grand Union, come off this Oxford Canal. We'll have a nose through, see if we can get a mooring further up. This might be a bit tricky. Well, all the moorings are taken at Braunston. Just the only gaps there were just too small for me to get in. What I'm going to have to do is probably head off up the flight of locks, maybe one or two locks, see if there's any moorings in between the locks, and then walk back and have a nose round. Well, thank you to those two who came up the first lock with me. We shared that together. They were hoping I would go the rest of the flight with them, but unfortunately I've had to moor up in the lock pound, which is not without risk. Now, I'm not blocking any of the other boat users. Both the lock landings are free, and normally I wouldn't moor in a lock pound because the water levels can go up and down quite a bit. But I just need to go to the chandlery down there and get a new centre line, because I don't fancy going up 7 locks with the centre line I've got. It's really on its last legs. So I'll moor here just for a little while, get a new centre line, and then head back on up the locks. Well, I've been in and had a look round Braunston, and mainly around the workshops and round the back actually. You see some interesting things there. Some boats being worked on there, boats up on the hard standing for hull blacking. But have a look at this. On this side here, Looks like an old pump house, and written on the side of it is the date it was built in, 1897. So nice old building there. Now if you're into old machinery like I am, have a look at that pump. That's quite a big pump, that is. Look at that valve on the end of it as well. Fantastic. I like this sort of thing. And if I move over to the left, you'll see an old tractor, a Fordson Super Dexter. How about that? There we are. Well, I didn't get to see much at Braunston because of where I'm moored. I just don't want to leave it there too long because it's just not the best place to be. I am a little bit disappointed in Braunston, the fact that it's difficult to get moorings there because of reserve moorings and hire boat companies, whatever. And the only place really you can moor up is right on the edge, which is a bit of a walk in. But yeah, a little bit disappointed in it, but I suppose that's the summer season for you. Anyway, I've managed to get to the chandlery and get a new centre line. I'll put that on the boat now. We'll head off up the locks. At least it's a bit cooler because I wouldn't fancy doing a flight of locks in the heat from yesterday, so I'll press on. I've pulled over in between two locks here. There's one up there, and I've just come from that one because there's a single boat coming up after these people have gone down, and I'm going to team up with them for the rest of the flight, so that should make things a little bit easier. Well, I've teamed up with Yvonne and Steve outside the Admiral Nelson pub, and those of you that watch the videos will see that this is where we had our Christmas get together, and the canal was drained and under maintenance, and it's changed a lot now. It's full of water and the leaves are out. So I'm going to team up with these kind people who are going to help me get through the rest of the locks, and we'll head off up the rest of the flight. Well, we have narrowly avoided a lock jam. We've got our two in the lock, two waiting there and two at the top trying to come down, but we've managed to get a halt on things, and it looks like we're going to be able to go straight through. Well, that is the locks complete, and I've said goodbye to my lock companions and moored up on these bollards. 48-hour moorings along this bit here, and they give you some nice bollards, but I'm only going to be here a short while because what's approaching in that direction is Braunston Tunnel, and it's over 2,000 yards long. It's going to take a while to get through. It's probably going to be wet, cold and miserable, so I want to do a couple of checks first before I go in. And the first check is the headlight working? And yes, the headlight is working, because that'll be important. It'll be a bit late when I get in there to try and fix it. Secondly, I have got these skinny fenders, if you can see down there. Let's see if I can get a better shot of one from down here. These skinny fenders, and they work really well in locks and things like that. Go on, get back in. But do we need the extra space in the tunnel if we're passing another boat? And the chances are, being such a long tunnel, we're going to pass another boat. So I'll probably opt for rolling those up and putting them on the roof. The next thing to do is to turn on all the inside lights, so I'll go and do that. I have turned on all the inside cabin lights, but you can't see anything coming on, can you? Well, that's for the simple reason that I've got an override switch on here marked up cabin lights, so when I go into tunnels and things like that, I can just with one switch turn all the lights on, and then when I've come out of the tunnel, turn them back off again, you see. And then I thought that would help me when I'm on my own, because I haven't got anybody to go in there and turn all the lights on and off. And the theory is that when you're inside the tunnel, the lights inside the cabin shine out through the windows at the side and illuminate the sides of the boat, helping you sort of see where you are in the tunnel, or you judge your distance from the side. A lot of people say that's a load of rubbish, doesn't make any difference, but we'll find out. The other thing you can do is walk on ahead to the entrance of the tunnel, which is just there. There's a plaque just there about the dedication of the tunnel, or the reopening of the tunnel in 1996, I think it says. Get a look at inside. I poked my head round the inside and had a listen to the boat going through there. They seem to be happily going along with nothing coming the other way, so traffic's not too busy. So yeah, I've had a look at it and it does look really narrow, but it does say two-way traffic, so well, we'll give it a go. I've never ever done a tunnel this long, and I've never actually passed the boat in a tunnel, so that'll be new for me if it happens. So I'm going to go back to the boat, have a toilet break, because obviously you don't want to get caught short in the middle of a tunnel when it's 20 minutes to go, and have something to eat, and then we'll head through. But first, I just need to have a look at a notice. And that is this notice, which is obscured by all the branches and trees, so you've got no chance of reading it as you approach from this direction with a with a boat, but it gives you all your normal things: extinguish naked flames, switch on your headlight, remain inside the boat, don't use cooking appliances, keep well behind the boat in front of you, and in an emergency turn off your engine. I imagine that's so you don't gas yourself with the fumes. It's also very, very reassuring that somebody has daubed on it a skull and crossbones. Yeah, that makes me feel so much better. I've decided to press on. There's some boats gone ahead of me, 2 boats in front, but they're a good way ahead, so hopefully the fumes from their engines won't bother me too much. I've got nothing up behind me to bother me if I'm going too slow, and the traffic has been reasonably light today, so hopefully I won't see too many in the tunnel. Bound to pass at least one, aren't I? So I'm a little bit nervous about this. This tunnel is 2,042 yards long. It takes about 20 minutes to get through. It might take me a little bit longer because I'm going to be going very, very steadily. So I won't be able to film actually inside the tunnel because I'll be too busy trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. So I'll get as much information out on film as I can. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about this, I must admit. I've not done a tunnel anywhere near this big, so we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it though. Well, here I go. That's the headlight and cabin light on, and I'll start manoeuvring into position. I can't see any headlights from oncoming boats yet, so let's hope it's, well, hope I don't meet anybody, but let's hope the traffic is light. No, it might look, there'll probably be about a convoy of 20 boats. Oh wow, I'm just going in and straight away I can see a headlight coming the other way. It looks a good way off. Well, I'll head in and we'll make the best of it. Sorry I won't be able to film this, I'll let you know how it goes. I've just passed boat number 1, there's another one coming up. No dramas, it went all quite civilised. The light in here is terrible, by the way. The boat coming ahead of me now is a good way off here. I've got a few minutes to talk to you. But this tunnel is not straight, it literally winds in and out every few feet. So it's very, very difficult to pass a boat. But yeah, it's going okay so far, quite enjoying it. That's Braunston tunnel out of the way, and it was okay, I really enjoyed it. Passed 2 boats, which wasn't too bad, that was fine. The first boat, we passed each other with no dramas whatsoever. Everything went really well. You'd be surprised how much of a gap there is each side of the boat when they pass in tunnels like that. The second boat, I don't know whether the chap that was on it was a bit nervous or he was just a miserable so-and-so, but he didn't want to chat on the way past, so shining a torch round everywhere, all round the front of the boat, making sure I was over far enough, which I was, so it wasn't a problem. Now, I don't know what you've heard about Braunston Tunnel. In the guidebook it says there's a kink in the middle. That is a lie. Well, when I say it's a lie, there is a small kink right in the middle, but it's only small. The rest of it, oh my god, it snakes in and out every 2 feet. So yeah, it's difficult to line your boat up because it goes in and out so much. But yeah, really enjoyed that. It was good fun, and I'm going back that way in a day or so. So yeah, I'll be able to do it all again, which is great. I have made it to Norton Junction. It's early evening and the sun has come out. It's beautiful. I'm moored up on the Leicester section, which is just up there a bit. I've come from the Grand Union at Braunston. I think it's called the Leicester branch of the Grand Union, I think it is. But I'm not going to stay on it for long. I'm going to head along there to the Winding Hole, turn around and then head back home, because unfortunately my time is pretty much up for going out exploring. But we'll see what unfolds on the way back. So I'm going to cut this episode here and we'll see what unfolds tomorrow.